What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. Today we're going to be doing Dark Fae, the ultimate Dark Fae guide. And I'm not just going to show you the team that I'm running because a lot of people probably won't have all of the champs. I'd rather just show you how to build the perfect team. I'll obviously show you my team at some point, show you how it works, but to build the ultimate Dark Fae team. And it's not even difficult. You don't even have to pay attention to most of this that's going on because you simply can go in and strong arm the boss, just kill everything, or you can try to control the boss's turn meter. Now the boss is gonna place true fear, steal your people one by one. Need to make sure you have some damage in there, but you don't need to really feed into this much. You need to understand what stats you need and what champions to bring in. It's very, very simple. It's honestly one of the easier Doom Tower bosses, surprisingly. So before I get into everything, just want to go over the stats we're going to be looking at to complete this on the highest stage, which will obviously trickle down to every stage below it. So at stage 120 hard, the boss has 250 speed, 250 accuracy, 330 resist. So if you're trying to debuff at all, which you don't really need to, but if you're trying to control the turn meter, you're going to need over 330 accuracy on your turn meter reduction champs. That way you're decreasing turn meter every opportunity that you can, and you only need one of your champs to be over 250 speed. That is either going to be your turn meter booster or turn meter reduction champ if they're going first, a stun champ, someone to make a difference at the start so that the rest of your team can go, and the shadows, the mirror copies that Dark Fae, clone spawns, whatever you want to call it, to make sure they don't go, right? So only that first person really needs to be over 250 speed. It's literally that simple. So now let's go and look at some champs that we're going to be using to help us out with this, right? Because most people are going to need turn meter reduction to help them out. So Allure is a great option for that, but there's tons of champs in the game that do it. I might not have all of them, but you can simply go to the champion filter here, filter by decrease turn meter. There we go. Boom, right there. And you have a ton of champs that do it. Armand's amazing champ. He can be your person that reduces turn meter, right? A lot of people might have Lysandra. Lysandra's a great one. I mentioned Allure. Let me go ahead and bring those epics out of the vault. But there's a ton, man. Cold Heart, turn meter reduction, Sylar. So you have a ton of options. Even Man Eater's A2 is going to do turn meter reduction. Royal Guard has turn meter reduction on his skill 3. You have a lot of options in here, right? For turn meter reduction. So filter by turn meter reduction, reduce turn meter, and find you a team that works. If you have a warlord, he's going to be a great option for you for turn meter reduction as well. The options are limited. Preferably somebody like Allure who has it on the skill 1 where you don't have to worry about anything, just using that skill 1 over and over and over again. Now, how do we get to this point where we are reducing turn meter and taking the boss down? Because first you got to take down all of the mirror copies of yourself. This is where the rest of the comp comes into play. You're going to need AoE damage dealers for sure. That way you can just clean everything. You want to clean the wave. You want to clean the copy as soon as you get to the boss so that you can be right on the boss, reducing her turn meter, and putting up some damage so you can get it down. Now, the good thing about this is we don't have to use energy or anything like that in Doom Tower. So if, your run fails, it'll just, run again and run it until you win. But you shouldn't have that issue if you are bringing someone like Allure in and you're bringing AoE DPS into the game. You should be good to go. So I'll show you the team that I'm running currently, right? We have Odin in there. We have Lysandra. I'm using Prisma, Nut, and Marius, right? So we got AoE here, some control here, and some enemy max HP here, ally attack here, enemy max HP here, turn meter reduction here, right? Simple. So one thing that you can do is bring in someone like an Odin, right? Or like I said, Armand's, right? Because what I like to do to just ensure that everything goes smoothly as soon as we get to the boss, control first, right? So the team that I have is opening up with a stun, right? We're opening with a stun at the boss to just make sure that all of the mirror copies are stunned. And they also get decreased defense from Odin, which helps us to do more damage. It's going to be very, very helpful. So if you bring in someone like Armands, right? You can do this very easily. A lot of people have Armands. That's why I'm shouting Armands. There are other stun champs as well, but I'm pretty sure everyone has Armands. Well, I'm not going to say everyone, but yes, everyone has Armands, right? So you bring in someone like that, and I'm going to slow it down here, and we're just going to get a stun from Odin at the open, right? Well, actually, we're getting ally attack at the open now, and it just wipes everything. But a stun at the open will help you as well, right? Let's say you don't want to elect to decrease turn meter at all. You can just open with a stun, and that will get the job done for you. So now you can take down all of the mirror copies and start to take down the boss very, very easily. Another thing that you want to be mindful of when you're, selecting your champions for your comp is you don't really want to select anyone who is tanky. Don't bring a Duchess in there. Don't bring a Siphi in there. Don't bring a Harima in there, right? Because all of the skills of these champs, all of their passives, everything is going to be active. You don't want to be going against a Harima in there, reducing your ignore defense effects, right? Minimizing the damage that you could do. Super tanky champs going to be minimizing the damage you're going to be able to do. So try to pick a team of champions that can do just pure damage. Or if you bring in Lysandra, Allure, some turn meter reduction champs, other champs, Armands, there's plenty others, right? Bring them in and just don't have them that tanky, right? Bring in some people that just aren't tanky. That way, when you get to the boss and you're trying to kill those mirror copies, right, that he's gonna place as soon as it starts, as soon as the round starts, you can just kill them instantly. You don't have to worry about counterattacking or them taking a turn, because the last thing you want them to do is to start taking turns, because at that point the run just becomes annoying, right? And like I said before, we're not using any energy here, so it doesn't really matter. You can hit the button and walk away from the screen and never know what happened. That's the joy of it. But it is literally that simple, right? Champion filter, find you some turn meter reduction champs. Sort through your champs, look at your best DPS, see who has AoE. You're going to want to bring them in, right? Like, I don't know, for the free-to-play people, I know you guys got skull crowns. Use those skull crowns in there as your AoE DPS if you need to. We all got a free ninja, didn't we? We all did. Everybody got a free ninja, unless you just started the game like today. I don't know. We all got a free ninja. Ninja has AoE. You can bring him in. AoE, smack him with the freeze there. You can even bring in Kale. You want to bring in your starter Kale? That's about as free to play as it gets. He does have AoE. He doesn't even need to have 100% crit to crit on it. And he's also going to fill his own turn meter. You could bring in your Kale and it will work, but you need some AoE DPS. It's also going to help you out on the waves to get to the boss faster, and it's just going to make your run that much more smooth. So, simple. What did we learn today? Sort through your champs. Find what you need. You need AoE DPS, right? Probably could squeeze an enemy max HP or 2 in there, or 3 if you're fortunate, right? I'd imagine the people watching this video, yeah, you need this recommendation, and the in-game guys don't need it, right? So maybe you can squeeze some enemy max HP in there. Turn meter reduction, right? Get your turn meter, drop turn meter champs in there. If your turn meter reduction champ also doubles as a DPS, like Nut, that helps a ton, right? You want to bring some debuffs, you want to bring decreased defense, yes, roll guard. Excellent option in here. He's going to be able to provide you with decreased defense on the skill 1. Going to be able to give you decreased speed and turn meter reduction on the skill 3. And enemy max HP on the skill 2. So this is simple, guys. This is very simple. Search through your account. See what you have, right? Do they reduce turn meter? Do they provide any debuffs? Do they do any enemy max HP? Do they have AoE skills? Can they hit everyone? And it's that simple. And now you have a solid team so that you can be farming lethal, because you absolutely need to be farming as much lethal as possible. And I'm not even sure how much lethal I have on my account, but every time I look at an account to do some work, and if you need some assistance with your account, I do paid takeovers. You can hit me up on Discord about it for sure. But they're like lacking lethal. Guys, farm it. Please farm it. It's going to help your progress. It's going to help you have stronger DPS champions. This is honestly the best rotation of Doom Tower to farm. I know that we don't want to spend that much time in the game, but man, when this rotation is on, at least just log in and do Doom Tower. Do your dailies, do Doom Tower. I know we don't want to be farming a ton. I don't really farm much anymore. It's literally just whatever sets I'm getting from Hydra, whatever I'm getting from Siege, whatever I'm getting from CVC, and whatever I'm getting during a fusion, Doom Tower, and Curse City. I don't really farm gear anymore. I don't think a lot of people are farming much gear anymore besides Event Dungeon, because we got to get that sweet pinpoint. But do yourself a service and farm Dark Fae into the ground. Hopefully this video helps some people out though, especially that guy that commented like, hey, can you make a Dark Fae video? Hopefully you do see this, man. I put this together just with you in mind, but that is how we put a team together. It is that simple, guys. We get our turn meter reduction. I'm gonna repeat it again because it's the teacher in me. Get your turn meter reduction, get your AoE damage, get your enemy max HP damage, whatever you need to do, put it together, right? Whatever champs you have that can provide you with that, put it together, and this boss will be a breeze for you. As you can see with my run here, we're almost to the boss already, not having any issues. The waves aren't taking a turn. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Speak of the devil. As soon as I say the waves aren't taking a turn, Coronar takes a turn. But it's that simple. And we get to the boss, we AoE there. Prisma, pretty solid champ. I was thinking about doing a guide on him, but he didn't work out too well in arena for me. It's like okay, but it's not amazing by far. But it's this simple, guys. It's this simple. All you need to do is bring those things in that I mentioned. Turn meter reduction, AoE damage, enemy max HP. And you're going to be good to go. You're going to have a solid run. It's going to be fast for you, and you can get you some sweet lethal gear. Thank you for watching as always, though, guys. Leave me a like and a comment down below. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, be good and be well.